Welcome back to the 24 Days of Personal Branding Challenge. It's day 11. And now that you have your personal brand statement from yesterday, we're going to write your full professional bio or about me. So this is the longer version of the social media bio or personal brand statement that we created yesterday. I Googled a couple of definitions of what this is, and there's a couple of different ways you can look at it. It's an account of someone's life written by someone else. Of course, if you're going through this, you're writing it yourself, but you're going to write it in third person as if someone else was writing it. The reason we want to do that is because if we're using this to give to people that are going to introduce us when we're speaking, or if it's going to be in our book, for example, or if you're a guest writer somewhere and they use this, it'll be a lot easier for them to use it if it's not written as if you're speaking, right? When you read someone's about or professional bio on a website or somewhere that is introducing a lot of people, it's not going to word it as from the first person. So a professional biography is a summary of who you are as an employee, business person, or professional. In the world of literature, a personal biography can span the length of an entire novel. In the online world, however, it's often a short couple of paragraphs in which you introduce yourself. Typically, people put these on their About Us page, on their website. You can also put it on social media pages or networking platforms that have a longer about space. So you could use this on your LinkedIn profile, on your website, like I said, and then just to have it ready for when any opportunities come up. It's a good thing to have. It also will help give you the clarity. So the benefits of having it is to have a snapshot that people can see who you are and what you do. It's also going to help people if they land on your website to know if you're who they've been looking for. It can give them more details, more information versus what's just in your social media bio. It can also help you get different opportunities and network yourself because it will also give you kind of talking points of what you've decided is really important to share with people so that you can keep those things top of mind when you're networking or meeting new people. So a couple of tips, and then we're going to go into how to create it step by step. You're going to definitely want to pull everything from the last lesson, your social media bio or personal brand statement. You're going to want to have that. Also, all your answers to the questions from the last lesson is going to be super helpful in being able to create this. You're also going to want to have your voice ready. So refer back to that lesson because at the end of this, you're going to go back through and make sure that everything is written in your voice. And even though it's not coming from you, you're still going to want to have it match your voice because it's just going to seem odd, right? If it doesn't. So, like I said, write in the second person. And basically, it's a more detailed version of your personal brand statement or what your social media bio includes. Okay, so let's get into how to actually write it. So I broke this up into 4 different paragraphs. You can mix these up as with the social media bio, you're going to want the most important things at the top. So keep that in mind while you're going through this. Based on yourself, it might make more sense to do these in a different order or not include certain things. But this is kind of a general guideline to help you create this. So your first paragraph is sharing who you are and what you do. So you're going to grab the first sentence from your personal brand statement, and you're going to write it like your name, since you're writing in the third person, with that first sentence, and then add any additional details about the actual name of your product or your service if you didn't mention that in that first sentence originally. So, for example, my first sentence for the sleep training lady, let me pull up what I had. Okay, so her social media one said, I teach new moms how to sleep train their babies. Actually, let me go down. Or it said, sleep train your baby with me. So for her, first sentence of her full professional bio, I put, Margaret Smith helps new moms sleep train their babies with her sleep training course, Sleep Train Time. So it's very clear. It has her name, it has what she does, how she does it, and the actual name of her product. Okay. And then sentence 2, and again, if you're not signed up for the free challenge, if you sign up, I'll put the link in the description, but if you sign up, you'll be able to get the actual workbook that will have these all written out so that you can re-listen to this and follow along, or just be able to use the workbook and see all the things that I'm talking about. To me, it's easier to actually see it. So just a reminder there. Okay. So sentence 2 is you're going to use the second sentence from your personal brand statement. So hers was 100 moms helped and counting. So her second sentence for her fuller professional bio is, she's helped over 100 moms finally get a good night's rest. Okay. Now we're going to move into paragraph 2. So this is going to give details on your professional career. It's going to give more information than what your social media bio had. So you're going to want to further explain what you do and how you do it, add in additional details related to your education, your credentials, achievements, your skills, your expertise. So a lot of this you can pull from the answers from the last lesson. But I wrote this example for Margaret. So Margaret received her bachelor's in nursing and worked in the delivery department for 15 years before becoming a full-time entrepreneur. She was able to help moms during their stay, but wanted a way to be able to further help them. She launched Sleep Train Time. And after seeing how much it helped the new mom, she decided to quit nursing and pursue teaching full-time. So that's a little more background information, a little bit about her experience, her education, so you can get a more full picture of who she is, what she does, why she does it. Now you'll notice in that one, I did include a little bit of her why. Paragraph 3 is going even deeper into your why, but if you already explained it in paragraph 2, you don't necessarily need to go deeper into it. It's kind of up to you if you feel like it's important or you didn't fully explain something. So you're going to want to share your values and your mission, share why you do what you do. So for Margaret, I put, Margaret is a mom to 3 girls, ranging the ages of 2 and 7. Juggling being a new mom, lack of sleep, and a full-time nursing career left Margaret feeling exhausted. She discovered sleep training and finally woke up feeling refreshed. She knew she had to share what she had learned and started sharing it with her friends. Her husband encouraged her to put together a course on sleep training, and the rest is history. So that gives you a deeper look into how this all came about, why she started this, why she's passionate about it. And then you'll see it does overlap too with the next portion, but it's still pretty clear and concise and isn't too repetitive. So keep that in mind, to really have the key things you want people to know without being repetitive or sharing things that don't really matter. Okay, so the fourth paragraph is your personal details. So sentence one, you're going to share the third sentence from your personal brand statement. And the things you can include here are other roles that you have. So if you're a mom, if you're a, I messed up this formatting. If you're a mom, if you're a full-time student, if you're a dog mom, you can also share hobbies. So again, you're going to pull the answers to your questions from the last lesson and use those here. You can also share your passions or your favorite quote or Bible verse or lyrics, anything that kind of paints more of a full picture of who you are. So for example, for Margaret, I put, when Margaret isn't teaching or taking care of her babies, you can find her searching for the next stamp to add to her collection. She also loves to do any outdoor activities such as hiking and kayaking. So if you look back at what her social media bio said, it said Mama 3 and stamp collector. So this kind of just goes even more into detail on those things. I could have also added in other things that aren't there, but that maybe we wrote down when we were answering the questions from the last lesson. So maybe here you also include other hobbies that you have, other passions, anything that you really want other people to know about you. Okay, and then the final paragraph, paragraph 5, is sharing what's next for you and giving a call to action. So your first sentence, you're going to share your vision for the future and what's next. So for example, for Margaret, I put, Margaret is opening the doors for sleep train time this fall, and you can join the waitlist for it here, and it would have a link to it. She plans to continue to add to the program so it can continue serving moms well into their kids' toddler years. So that kind of shows what's now, what's coming next. If you're, say you really want to start speaking on stages, but you haven't done that yet, you could put here that you're open to speaking opportunities or doing more speaking in the upcoming year, request to have me speak here. So think about what you're wanting to do more of, what you're wanting to focus on, and include that here so people will know what it is that where you're trying to go, so they can potentially help you get there, right? The next sentence is to give people the next step. Use the sentence 4 from your social media bio or personal brand statement. So this is a very direct call to action of whatever it is that you want to point people to. So I just put connect with Margaret on social media at, and then it would have her social media handle, right? So then once we have all those individual sentences, we're going to put it all together into your full bio. So I'm going to read through Margaret's now completed bio, and this can be shorter, it can be longer, it's really up to you. You can also, you'll notice on my website right now, I have a timeline. So you could have a shorter paragraph and then break it into a timeline of what's happened through your company or through your personal journey. It's kind of up to you and what makes sense for you and your brand. But having it written out like this is great to have, whether or not you actually use it on your website or you use something else like a timeline, because then you'll be able to use this when other opportunities come up versus scrambling because you need to put something together and it's not really as thought out as it could have been. So I'm going to read through her full example. So Margaret Smith helps new moms sleep train their babies with her sleep training course, Sleep Train Time. She's helped over 100 moms finally get a good night's rest. Margaret received her bachelor's in nursing and worked in the delivery department for 15 years before becoming a full-time entrepreneur. She was able to help moms during their stay, but wanted a way to be able to further help them. She launched Sleep Train Time, and after seeing how much it helped the new moms, she decided to quit nursing and pursue teaching full-time. Margaret is a mom to three girls ranging the ages of 2 and 7. Juggling being a new mom, lack of sleep, and a full-time nursing career left Margaret feeling exhausted. She discovered sleep training and finally woke up feeling refreshed. She knew she had to share what she had learned and started sharing it with all her friends. Her husband encouraged her to put together a course on sleep training, and the rest is history. When Margaret isn't teaching or taking care of her babies, you can find her searching for the next stamp to add to her stamp collection. She also loves to do any outdoor activities such as hiking and kayaking. Margaret is opening the doors for Sleep Train Time this fall, and you can join the waitlist for it here. She plans to continue to add to the program so it can continue serving moms well into their kids' toddler years. Connect with Margaret on social media at, and then her, whatever her handle is, right? So once you have that and you put it all together, go through and make sure that it flows, it's clear and concise, and that it matches your voice. And you can go back and reference the voice lesson to make sure that it does match the voice that you're going after. I also recommend having someone else read it over, someone that knows you. So if there's anything that you're missing out that they're like, oh, I think this thing is really important to include in it, you could also ask your current clients or customers if there was anything that like made them really want to work with you that you didn't include in it, or if they learned anything new from reading it, because that could also give you an idea if there's things in there that you definitely want people to know about you, and the people that work with you don't know it. That might mean you want to include that in more of your content or talk about it more to make sure that you are putting out the image that you want for yourself. So now that you have this, like I said, you can put it on your About Me page if you have one on your website, or create one. You can also put it on any platforms that allow for a longer bio. So maybe your LinkedIn page profile, or if you're on a networking site, and then just have it handy for the next time that comes up that you need a full bio. So that might be you're writing a guest article or speaking for a podcast or an event, or anything like that. Or if you write a book or do a guest article, then you might have this longer bio that you want to include. So I hope this was helpful. Like I said, if you haven't grabbed the workbook yet, be sure to click the link in the description and you'll be able to see all the replays in one place for this whole challenge, and access the workbook for each lesson so that you can actually print it out or put it on your iPad or just pull it up and be able to see everything written out. And if you're wanting more support with me, I encourage you to apply to work with me in 2024. I am opening up a couple of different options. So even if you don't think that the options that are currently on that application apply to you, just click other when it asks which one you're interested in, and then we can talk about creating something that makes more sense for you. So that is all that I have. If you have any questions, like I've said, be sure to sign up for the challenge and then just comment under that actual video. So then all of the questions and answers can be in one place. So if someone has the same question, they'll be able to see the answer there. And I hope this was helpful. I will see you guys in the next lesson on Tuesday. And I hope you guys have a great Christmas or whatever it is that you celebrate, and enjoy some time off. All right. Bye, guys.